Hi everyone. Hello and good evening. We are live. We are live on Facebook on the Stiletto Foodie page. Please find the page, log in, get in your cup of tea, get in your glass of wine. If you have some, food to eat with you or a dessert or some tea time snacks, everything is completely fine. Everything goes on the Stiletto Foodie show. So welcome to another episode of the Stiletto Foodie show with Ethel Da Costa. Today is episode 14. Can you imagine? 14 episodes. So it's what? It's for almost the fifth month, I think fifth month running, having started the show sometime in July, August, September, October, or in June. Doesn't matter. It's episode 14. And today we have something very fun, very vivacious. I have somebody from the same media fraternity as myself. But she is right now in Sarawak in Borneo. I've never been to Borneo, so I'm very excited to meet her and to talk to her about what the food of Borneo is all about. Because I've seen some such lovely photographs online. I've seen the Sarawak laksa, which looks so delicious, right from the prawns to the noodles to the tamarind to the lime. My mouth is watering already. So my guest today, tonight on the Stiletto Foodie show, is the vivacious Ashley Pan, who is the Chief Commercial Officer of Borneo Talks Media, which is an online, lifestyle media platform where it talks about everything that is happening, in and around Borneo, right from food to travel to everything that is exciting about it and delicious food. I can see delicious cocktails and the sights and sounds of Borneo look so glamorous. So hang on, hold on. Let me just check. Yes, yeah, yes. My Facebook looks good. It looks live. Everything is happening there. So, welcome to this Friday. From where I am right now in Kuala Lumpur in Ampang, the sky looks completely overcast. I'm loving the fact that it's raining finally, and it's getting to be cool. It's getting to be cozy. I've been doing some good masala tea after Dr. Kevin sent me his Rani masala spices, and today I received a big huge packet of three roses tea, as he calls it, which smells really good. So I fixed myself a cup of tea. I used the spice that he sent me, and I have masala tea with me today. And my neighbor, who is this nice, bubbly, vivacious Chinese lady who runs a pharmacy, a drugstore, in my building, sent me these. Can you see that? I like the color. See, it is. I think it's a pandan kind of tea time snack. In Goa, we would call it alabele, which is so popular in Goa, and we all eat it for tea time. It has a coconut filling in it, and I'm going to take a bite of it when my guest gets online. So find the Stiletto Foodie page, get online, log in because I want to see you buzzing here on my chat box. And as I said, I have a very exciting guest who I can't wait to have her online with me. And she will talk about everything that is about Borneo and Sarawak and what she does and why she herself loves food. So get in here. One second, I'm checking the page. Get in here. Find the page, find the Stiletto Foodie page, and hang on. Wait a minute. My Facebook on my okay. Oh, it looks good. It looks good. We are here, and let me mute it so that I don't have this double echo happening. Okay. All right. So good. So this is good. I have Ashley backstage with me. I have you guys coming online already. So let me just get Ashley online. Ashley, are you there? There you are.
Hi, hello. What an amazing introduction. Thank you so much for your kind words.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome, Ashley. And I was telling, my guests and friends who are coming online, we're almost of the same media, media background and fraternity.
Yes.
We both love food. You do
Yeah.
you do lifestyle media. I do lifestyle media. You're based out of Borneo, Sarawak, right?
Yes.
Yes, and I'm in KL, which is like the uptown, funky town of Malaysia. So to say.
Indeed.
Yes, and all the restaurants are now are open. People are dining in. There's a
Mm,
lot of buzz happening. A lot of new menus have been introduced because I
yes.
can keep seeing them all around here. So welcome
Thank you so much.
to the Stiletto Foodie show with Ethel Da Costa. Today is episode 14. So we've been up and out 14 shows, 14 Fridays.
And
Uh,
it's really good. I've been learning a lot from all your shows, your episodes as well. Love it.
Yeah,
It's
I think
really
it's great
interesting.
fun. It's great fun because I'm learning too, so much about Malaysia. A lot of talent from India also has been joining in. And
Yeah.
it's a nice, cross country conversations that are happening because India is also so excited to
Mm,
have this, to have this lovely coming together, of people,
yeah.
of conversations.
Mm,
Also, I think Malaysia also has such a huge India culture, right?
mm,
Uh,
yeah.
and it's like I keep saying, food for world peace. So this is a little attempt to achieve that. Let's begin with the peace, world food peace, as we call it, between Malaysia and India.
Yes, I think food really mesh everyone together. It
Yes,
brings every you forget about our differences, you forget about race, you forget about you just come in together and enjoy food. I think that's the beauty about food.
yes, and I love it, and that's why we keep saying, and they endorse it. All my readers also endorse it. They're saying, "Yay, food for world peace."
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, great. So let's get on to it as our friends find the page and log on to it live. Ashley, why don't you tell my guests who will watch the show, who are coming online and who will watch the show even in replay, what do you do? And in the same context, when you talk about what do you do, please share your growing up memories and what you like most about your place, Sarawak.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I Hi everyone. So I'm actually running a BorneoTalk, which is actually a media platform that is both printed. It started with magazine, and it was still continuing on that, and also we have digital as well. It started in 2006 by a very very proud Sarakan lady named Ivy.
Okay.
She started this, with such great passion, similar to what you said, like for food, for culture, for nature, for really our tourism here, our travel and lifestyle. It's really all about, and also to really showcase the potential of all the talents in Sarawak, in Borneo, and really want to shout it out to the world about what our people can do, our people has
Yes.
to offer, in every business industries as well. I think that's what's amazing about our platform, and it's all about community. We always say Borneo Talk belongs to the community, and
Hmm.
we and our platform. So you guys can check us out. We have our website www.borneotalk.com, or even follow us on our social platform, which is at Borneo Talk. Just come and give us a buzz as well. And so actually recently we started stirring up Borneo. It's another part of it. Borneo Talk is basically about, it's an e-commerce platform where we started for social enterprising. We help the
Oh,
rural
okay.
communities,
Okay.
and it's amazing because you mentioned about you were making masala tea,
Yes.
right? Okay, so I just had gaharu tea,
Oh,
and
what is that?
gaharu is actually, it's this tea leaves that we get from agar tree,
Okay.
and it's found in the regions of Asian tropical. So we have it here as well, and it honestly it's so amazing because like we are able to help. a lot of other sectors are doing that as well. And what we do is
Mm.
we work together with the community and trying to find natural resources and see how they can live and increase their sustainable income
Okay,
from them.
wow.
So, yeah, and honestly, it's so interesting because we get to learn from them what they grew up in, like
Mm.
what they eat, what they make out of, and in one thing amazing about I feel Bornean food is that we use everything, like from just one let's say a tapioca plant. I
Mm-hmm.
would say we use everything. We use from the stems to, every single thing that we will find the benefits of it. We will find, cooking with it, maybe in curry form or stir fry. It gives different elements and flavors. I think that's the amazing thing about working with the community in different
Mm.
sectors, and being able to build up stirring up Borneo to stir the community to work together to collaborate, to build each other's lifestyle to to really have a sustainable income, as I mentioned to you, for the community, but specifically the people like single mothers that needs our help.
Yes.
So we help them through that. And so I mentioned about the gaharu tea. So that's something that we are trying to showcase to the world that you guys can try out, especially with the pandemic, right? A lot of people,
Mm.
sometimes we get emails in or DMs to say, I really miss Bornean food. I really miss Sarawak food. I can't travel there. How can we purchase certain things?
Correct.
And
Yes.
so that's something that a portal that we offer for the community,
Okay.
because it's really about a media platform where we showcase the talents of our people by also ensuring that they can have a livelihood.
Lovely.
I
Yes.
think
I
that,
love that. I
yeah,
love that. I love that.
yeah,
And I like the
and
fact that you mentioned about, there's no wastage. Because I think there's already so much of food wastage, right? So everything
yeah.
is used, everything is recycled.
Mm,
And the pandemic, actually taught us. I look at it as this huge gift, huh, by the way,
yes,
because I
it is.
think it kind of, reversed and recalibrated everything to back again to what it was supposed to be, what life
Mm,
was supposed to be. And then we lost track in this, rat chasing rat and dog eating dog and shark
mm,
eating the small fish, so to say, right? And just put everything back into context, saying, hey, hello, nature is supreme, and therefore, I am powerful, and you are just by the way, that kind of understanding. And the smart ones understood it and immediately kind of adapted themselves to it. And look at it, everywhere people have gone back to nature. Food also has traced its steps back again to natural, organic, to
yeah.
become very health conscious. And that is why when I was looking up, the food styles and the food history of even Borneo, of course I checked out Borneo Talk too, and I was amazed by looking at the food. I mean, besides looking delicious, and I can't wait to travel myself, and
Yes,
eat it
to
and
come.
try out for myself. It looks so healthy. It looks
Mm,
so wholesome. It looks so holistic. So I'm glad when you say that Borneo Talk is also about an e-commerce platform. It also has a social angle to it, where you're also supporting, the less privileged or the marginalized community, the single moms community. That is really awesome. It's giving back, it's sharing, giving back to the
mm.
community as well. And finally,
Yes,
I think
definitely.
we're all about
Yeah.
community.
Mm, yeah.
Create for ourselves and also give back where we can. That is
Yeah.
good. That is good to
It's
know.
really true. Yeah, I think it's really important. Saying to that, like pandemic has really taught us a lot of things. So it's definitely not something that we hope to happen again or we hope for it
Mm.
to end soon. It's definitely a sad thing, especially a lot of people, I've lost quite a lot of close friends as well, and family
Yes.
members that, suffered from it. But definitely, from, the silver lining to the whole thing, I would say that
Yes.
it really makes us being able to just remember our roots, to come
Correct.
back to our roots, and really appreciate how blessed we are. Being
Yeah.
able, like, I feel so thankful to be locked down in Sarawak.
Mm,
And I
mm,
think, like being you from India, and then you're locked down in another country, right? So,
yeah.
and
Thank God.
we're being able to see, the how the beauty of it all. We get to explore,
Yes.
get to, and a lot of times, we, like you said, we're so busy trying to chase after the world, trying to achieve certain things, and we forget about the beauty. So I really feel like that's what's so special about being able to look back the 2 years that we have been in lockdown, on, like,
Yes.
what have we progressed from, and what have we learned.
What have you
And
learned?
one of the
Yes.
great things about it is that I feel that what I've learned, is really about really helping the people, but also
Mm,
working together as
mm.
one,
Yes.
and not
Yes.
really running alone. And that's what's so special about Borneo. Like, we gotta go back into food, right? Um,
Mm,
okay, you've not been here, but I don't know. It's really famous in Kuching, in Sarawak, actually.
mhm.
In
Okay.
Miri Bintulu, Limbang, Cebu as well. Everywhere, every parts of Sarawak, that people here, there's like, okay, this cafe, like kopitiam, we call it
Mm,
like a more hawker style, right?
yes.
Where there is just a mixture of culture. You'll be able to find a Muslim stall next to a Chinese stall.
Mm. And I love
That,
that. I love that. I
yeah,
really love that.
yeah,
I love
and that
that.
is selling pork, which is non-halal, right?
Yes.
but
Correct.
but the beauty of Sarawak is that we respect each other's culture, and we respect each other's food. And by being able to have, in one table, I can share a meal. I can eat kolomi,
Mm,
and my Muslim friend eat laksa, and they're perfectly fine, because we understand what we have been the what how we have been brought up, the culture that
yes.
we have, the environment we're in, right? And I
Correct.
feel that's something that a lot of my friends from Sabah, from West Malaysia, even other parts of the countries, actually, when they visit, they really feel this is something amazing, about
Mm.
bringing the people together. Yeah.
I noticed that when I was in Labuan, so
Yeah.
I'd gone there, I'd gone there for 2 weeks and I got stuck in lockdown for 3 months. Tell me about it.
Wow.
And the food, I tell you, Ashley, was amazing. I made some really
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
friends there who kind of,
Mm,
introduced me to all the local food,
yeah.
which is a mix of, Filipino, Indonesia,
Yeah.
and I'm very disciplined about food, but there it was all the self discipline went out, flying out the window. I was eating 3 meals a day, which was breakfast, lunch,
Yeah.
sneak in tea time too, and then dinner, which I don't do in Kuala Lumpur at all, you know. And
Yeah.
then uh, I was like, and then I felt my body complain, of course, because it's not used to that much of food. But
Yeah.
I was binging, and then the local fruit, which I've never seen in my life,
Mm,
I
mm,
was seeing it there and buying it, and food in Labuan is so cheap, right?
yeah.
I just went overboard. So I know exactly what you're saying, and that
Yeah.
is why I can't wait to travel, to Sabah, to Sarawak, and then see it for myself. I've been to Sabah when Malaysia Tourism took us in February 2020, when the Visit Malaysia program, was
Oh,
announced,
yes.
and
Yes. My
yeah.
team was there as well.
Oh, is it? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, I was there. I was there, I think, for the week that we were there and in Kota Kinabalu. And they took us around. And I found, the flavor. I think the flavor changes as you keep moving from state to state. And for
Yeah,
me,
definitely.
everything is new. Everything is fascinating. It's like the old life has been completely scratched out, and
Yeah.
it's like reliving it all. So I want to know your own childhood memories too, Ashley, which I think
Yeah.
is good to know. Tell us.
Actually, okay, I don't know if you've heard. Have you heard of this dish called Kachangma?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So Kachangma is actually really unique. It's really good for ladies. So actually my grandma, my mom, they always make Kachangma, especially my grandma, because they always feel like it's made out of this herb called motherwort.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. And it's a very indigenous herb that is also used in traditional medicine in China, in
Mm,
even in
mm.
North America. And it's to promote like a good blood circulation, strengthen in the joints. But and they put like wine when they cook with it. It's so
Oh.
good. It's something that I've been eating since I was a kid,
Mm,
and I love it. And but it's actually famously eaten by women that has just given birth.
oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's really interesting, but it's a culture that's only in Sarawak, which is quite interesting. And so a lot of my friends that or visitors that want to try, then there are places that they can have it. It's
Yes.
definitely a unique taste. So it's either you love it or you don't like it at all, or you
Oh.
hate it. It's
Okay.
in it's something. I would say it's like bitter, but yet you get a bit of the sweetness from the alcohol as well. So it's really
Yeah.
interesting.
So
Yeah.
I discovered, and again for the first time in my life, that there was something called confinement food, which I never heard of in India
Okay.
at all, right? Wherever that I've traveled.
Yeah.
And I met this young girl, again, a very young home-based entrepreneur. Her name is May. I think her brand is called Essence Kitchen. And then she sent me this entire kind of, this entire like tiffins of food with all different kinds of soups and herbs and everything else, which is yeah, which is meant for moms who have just given birth, like we mentioned.
Mm,
and
mm,
uh, and then she took me to this entire storyline of where the origins of the food and why it is so, and why it is so popular in Malaysia, and I think also Southeast Asia, that when women give birth, how it's meant to kind of clean up the system too, right from
mm,
their balance their hormones,
mm.
balance the loss of blood, everything, right? And I tell
Yeah.
you, I was like, wow, why didn't I know of this? And also to kind of clean up your blood. Can you
Mm,
imagine? All that comes from TCM, right? The Chinese
mm,
traditional
mm.
Chinese medicine.
Yeah.
And then she gave me these soups. I tell you, and of course, which I had, and I literally felt like just like my system had just kind of how do you call it? Just detoxed itself. Uh, Completely. And I called her up and I said, I am feeling light. Is this normal? And she had a good laugh and said, yeah, don't worry. That's what happens. What's supposed to kind of do, is to kind of
Yeah.
clean your system out.
Mm, mm.
All
It's
the
very
food.
healthy. It's all about understanding the body. Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's confinement.
Yeah, it is confinement food. And I think it's a 40-day course, that they put you on.
Yeah, it's a 1 month thing. I'm not married yet, so when I experience it, I'll let you know how it goes.
That is true.
Yeah.
And I think on that note, I'm going to get some comments online.
Yeah.
Hang on, which I think I can see a lot of comments happening online. Where are they all? Okay, so there are a lot of people who have joined in the show, and they're saying, where is it? This all kind of saying hi. We're online with you. Let me see if I can get their names online. There is, I think a lot of your friends also. There's Lester. I think Lester is online with
Sure.
us. So Lester's talking about racial, religious, and cultural tolerance is like second nature for. How would you pronounce it? People from
For
Sarawak, what are they called? Sorry.
Europeans.
Okay. So that's what he says. And I think what you mentioned about what is that food?
Yeah,
Kachang.
Kachangma.
Yeah, yeah. So kachangma is traditionally a confinement dish, but everyone loves it. Is what is the comment is. There are a lot of hellos and greetings coming to us. There's also this friend of mine
Oh,
from,
hi from
yeah,
Bangladesh. You
from
have to
Bangladesh.
visit us.
Yes, and he joins in every Friday
Oh, that's
religiously.
amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing to kind of to share and to say hi. So I also told him that next show that we should probably have food from Bangladesh also happening, so he can
Oh
also
yeah.
represent his country, so to say, right, and
Hmm.
represent the food of his country too. So yeah, so happening a lot of buzz happening, which is good. So, hey guys, all of you, thank you for joining in. Stay online because this is very exciting for you as well and for me as well to kind of to understand what the food of of Borneo and Sarawak is all about. And
Yeah.
Ashley has things to also show us, which is great. So, Ashley, what makes Borneo so special?
Well, okay. So for me personally, like I mentioned before about how, we are able to have a mix of cultures,
Correct.
and no one is sidelined. And the amazing thing about it is that at the same time, we have so much different culture, different food, but we are
Correct.
so big on nature and adventure. And we have one of the oldest, okay? This is something I think a lot of your and also India viewers would love to know when they come visit.
Mm.
So besides just food, we have the oldest and world's largest cave chambers as well.
Oh,
Countless adventure, that we can offer. If you like hiking, do you like hiking?
do I like hiking? I adapt.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, adapt. Okay, that's good. So there's
I
hiking,
adapt.
diving, rafting. Even bird watching. There's just
Hmm.
so many things that we do in between to burn all the food calories. Because when you
Yes.
come to
Yes.
Sarawak, or I would say when you come to Borneo and Malaysia, actually, you eat like 5 times a meal instead of three, because
Oh
there's
my
always
God. Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And yeah,
So
so
much
like
meat.
that, I think Borneo is so special, particularly of course, where I'm from in Sarawak. It's amazing how there's just so much to offer. So like when you do come over, especially like at the moment, since even pre-COVID, during COVID, and now, like the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture in Sarawak, and also the
Yes.
Sarawak Tourism Board, they work really, really hard to promote all these wonderful places that we
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
here. And what's
Correct.
amazing as well is that there's so many initiatives going on. How when it's locked down, they would
Yes.
work so hard in pushing domestic tourism. Similarly
Correct.
to also tourism Malaysia, they do a lot of domestic tourism within the state, within the region,
To
and
teach us, to teach
yeah,
Malaysia
tourism
camp.
Malaysia. And Sarawak, we have the campaign called Siasito Sarawak. So
Oh, what does that
Siasito
mean?
means going around in Sarawak. Go there,
Okay.
go here, go there, go here. So that's what it means. And there's just so many offers that for people that comes over in
Hmm. Hmm.
locally. So there's
Okay.
accommodations, people giving out 50% off here and there, 70%. It's
Wow.
crazy. And it's amazing because it really stirs the community to, like, you know what? I've not really explored so much of my backyard. So I'm gonna do
Yes.
that. And I think this 2 years of pandemic has made that happen. And going
Hmm.
on to that with borders opening and everything, and now like Sarawak's open, Sabah's open, every state's open. And
Correct.
so Sarawak launched this campaign called Jumka Sarawak. So people
Okay.
can just come, and guess what? There's like packages that is as low as 176 ringgit.
Oh,
It's so cheap for 3 days, 2 nights.
are you kidding me?
I'm not.
Wow.
I know it's so cheap, right? It's crazy
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
and people are really buying the packages because of not only how cheap it is, but because like everyone's so eager to come and try the food,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
try all the adventures that I mentioned. So I will send you guys a link. It's so and you guys can hop on to buy it. Because you can
Correct.
find all the vouchers from Shopee as well. But it's so easy to log on to just purchase everything, and the offers are amazing. I think
Yes.
that's long story short. I would say you need to come here to experience all this yourself because there's just so much love in Sarawak and
Yeah.
Borneo, like Sabah, Indonesia.
Yes, and I think when the Malaysia tourism announced that Langkawi was open, uh,
Wow.
everybody rushed to Langkawi. I
Yes.
think everyone just kind of rushed in, and quite successfully, huh? Quite
It is.
successfully. Yeah, very commendable
Yeah.
because I think 2 years of lockdown is enough. I mean, how much more can you
Yeah.
take of that,
I think
right?
we're
So
all
I'm so
having cabin fever, right?
Yes, yeah. I think we've all had enough of that. Of course, SOPs are to be strictly followed and all that, correct? Which I think is so important, and I also endorse that. So good, that's good, and that's good to know that your place is open too. So I myself can't wait to um, plan, figure out, and then just hop on to Sarawak just for the
Yeah.
food and sights and sounds, and and then experience it firsthand.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So yes, so you mentioned a little bit of Borneo talk as well, correct? Of what it's all about and what it does, and I think it
Mm.
kind of supports the local industry and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
What are your own favorite foods, Ashley? And
Okay.
yeah, and what I want to know is what makes it so special. Because I think the food of Sarawak has such interesting food stories behind it
Yeah.
because it is because the cultures are so different there. So
Yeah.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about the ingredients. Correct? It is so important of that local place,
Yeah.
and any particular kind of dish or dishes that you yourself can tie up great memories of. If you can
Yeah.
share that share that with us.
Okay. Actually, I have something here to show you guys. I didn't manage to get the real thing, but
Okay.
okay, but before that, so this is our magazine that I mentioned before. See if you have a look.
Oh, that
So
looks
this was
good.
all, yeah, so we have digital copy and also the print where I'm gonna just flip one of it to explain my favorite food, okay? So I
Hmm.
really love this dish called kompia. So
Gompia.
kompia, yeah. So I'm just gonna show you how it looks like first, okay? So in this
Yes.
copy, it's on the second photo, this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Doesn't it look like a mini bagel?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It
It is,
does.
right? So yeah, so
Yes.
it's just a very tiny version. It's actually this size. Just it's a really small one. And
Okay.
it's brought in when the Fuchao Chinese migrated into Cebu, Sarawak actually. And it's from the
Okay.
Fujian in China and it's in the early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so they also brought in like other delicious food, actually like kampuami, which actually here, I think I lost the page, but kampuami, there's also misua. Misua is like this really thin, very thin, long noodles. That is
Mm-hmm.
all handmade in Cebu, which you really need to check out. And it's cooked with red wine, homemade red wine, and you cook
Which is the
with
tuak?
chicken.
Is it tuak? The homemade red wine? Is it
It's not
tuak?
actually. It's a Chinese red wine, but it's not tuak.
Okay.
Speaking of tuak,
Okay.
we will have a drink later because I brought tuak for everybody.
Oh my
And
God!
yeah,
Yes. Wow.
amazing. Okay,
I love
yeah. So
tuak.
yeah, me too. And I think I love anything with like all the herbs that people
Yes.
uses. I love
Yes.
that. It's so
Yes. Yes.
flavorful and fragrant. And speaking of my compia, actually they always when you come, it's always cooked in this really huge stove, right? That is handmade as well. And
Hmm.
people usually either you eat it plain, there's sweet, there's salty as well, and people put like minced meat inside, and you definitely have, it's just something so easy to eat. I think it's because I love some snacks. I'm a total snack girl,
Okay.
so that's something that I always grew up with. And there's actually one more thing that I want to show you this is I'm gonna show. It's quite okay. So you see, it looks
Yeah.
like pearls, right?
Yes, 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 it
And
does. Yeah. What is that?
yes, so this is sago pearls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, so this sago pearls actually, it you can eat it. It is a Melanau dish.
Okay.
Yeah, so Melanau is one of the ethnic as well. That sorry, it's also one of the race here. I
Hmm.
just wanted to show more about what it is, and it is interesting because I love to have it just like this, where you
Just
can
like a
snack
snack.
on it. Yeah, it's just like a snack. Or
Hmm.
people eat it like they even mash this up and they make this biscuit called tabaloy.
Okay.
It's also a
Wow.
Borneo dish, you know. So it is really interesting because this sago, when it's made right, it's actually cooked in
Hmm.
a clay oven called belanga.
Okay. Wow. Straight without
Yeah,
strange
and
names to me.
yeah, a lot of strange names. So it's definitely something interesting, you know. It
Mm-hmm.
you- it's something that you cook and it's like this color. You can eat it with anything like salad. You can eat it with like curry, or I actually like to eat it with banana.
Okay.
And
Wow.
I learned
That's
this
a
from
good
my
combination.
friend who is a Milano, and so yeah, so she taught me that. So what she did, she just dip it,
Hmm.
peel the banana and dip it, and then you just have it. It's like it's really interesting on the sweet and crunchiness from the sago as well. But speaking of that, I remember doing like because we do a lot of research when we write and things like that,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
there's this dish in India. It's called, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's called sabudana.
Yes,
I
I was
don't
just
know.
going to say that actually. I was just going to say that because
Yeah.
it looked very familiar to me when I was in Bombay, in Mumbai, and
Okay.
Mumbai has a very different eating culture when you compare it to Goa, because my hometown is Goa, so it has a lot of Portuguese cuisine, and I don't see half of what I saw in Bombay, in Goa.
Yeah.
So it was like a complete like a very new kind of experience for me too, to
Mm,
see that food too. So it completely reminded me of sabudana, yeah, and they eat it as a snack, as an evening time snack, or for breakfast too, and they do some very
yeah.
interesting things with it. Yeah, the sabudana,
Yeah.
correct. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's cool. Yeah, I was like, I remember seeing that because I have a few friends in India as well.
Yes.
In Kerala. So they were like telling sharing me their experience and what kind of food they have and things like that. So
Correct.
I was like, oh, I think it's something similar. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think I love how in each country there's a bit of
Yes.
similarities, but yet different.
Yes.
But we all eat
Yes.
it differently, right? So it's really
Correct.
interesting.
And I think that is
Yeah.
because, actually, Malaysia also has such a strong and vibrant Indian population and community, right? So a lot of the South Indian, from Kerala, from Tamil Nadu, food cultures have also become part of the Malaysian culture too, in different versions of it. And I think that what makes it, so interesting. Correct? Are you live? Are you here with me? Have I lost you? Ashley, hi there. Ashley, is your network on? Ashley, hi. Can't make out if our network is on or whether we've lost the network, because it's showing me here as on, but I can't see Ashley online with me. Let me check again on my Facebook if she's there. What's happening? Yeah, Ashley, if you can hear me, log back again, because I think, yes, I think I've lost her. So in the meantime, till she kind of, finds back, let me just WhatsApp her to come back online again, because I think she's had network trouble. Hang on. Well, happens because she's in a different state altogether, which is quite far from where I am in KL, in Kuala Lumpur. So Luckily, my network still holds. Yes, she's back. She's back. She's back. And yeah, we lost.
So
I lost.
sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there.
It's network. So the network. So it is across two states, correct? And we are quite far from each other. So happens.
Yes, yes, true. But it's okay. We are still on a roll because we're talking about food, the best
Yeah, we're
thing.
talking about food. Yeah. So in the meantime, I almost went for this and to have a bite. So let me just do that. Mm.
Oh, that is one good kueh kataya. That looks really
Mm.
good. So okay, so I actually brought something. Okay, so what the filling is actually
So
the
juicy.
coconut, right?
So juicy.
Coconut with cooked in gula melaka. So,
Mm.
I think, but gula melaka like gula apong as well. So
I
in
love
gula
gulab
apong you can
jamun.
only find this. So
Oh,
this is gula apong, which actually in Sarawak we cook the filling with this, and you can
is it?
only find it. It's like a brown
Oh
sugar.
my. Yeah. And is it coconut?
No, so this is just the sugar. So it's
Okay.
gula apong. So we actually use this, and instead of like normal brown sugar and things like that.
Mm.
So we
Mm.
use this to
Mm.
actually cook with the coconut if we make that kueh katayap. So it's really good.
This is so good. This is so good. I tell you, I was never a dessert person in India at all, or I think throughout my life. I came to Malaysia and everything just changed, completely changed.
Everything. You
Because
fall in love with everything, right?
yeah, as I said, it's like a complete rediscovery of myself. I think my
Yeah.
whole palette just opened up completely, like it had been dead for such a long time, and
Yeah.
every taste, because I can taste every ingredient. It
Mm.
speaks to me, which is so interesting, and I can feel sensations. I can feel goosebumps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
I do
all
actually. I do.
yeah, and it has flavored my writing so beautifully.
Yeah.
So whoever has read the Stiletto Foodie, a blog binge in Malaysia, which is my book, international readers have actually called me and said that, wow, we never knew that you could feel all these things with food, and now we want to come to Malaysia and experience this too.
Yeah, I think like that's the beauty about sharing stories, things like that. So like I mentioned about Gulam Apong, people would travel here to
Yes,
buy it, and because Gulapong's like palm sugar, right? It's a
yes,
replacement of sugar, and it's
yes.
from the Nipa palm tree. And so when you cook it with like coconut, you cook it with different kind of dishes as well. Some people cook it with chicken, and
Mm,
it just tastes amazingly
amazing.
well. And
Yes,
when you said it's like outbursts of flavors, things like
yes,
that. Yeah, and
yes,
and it's great how one tree, the nipa palm, you can produce something so great, right? And I
yeah.
think that's the beauty about all our flora and fauna here actually.
Yeah, completely. So Ashley, which particular ingredient or ingredients would you say truly represent Borneo?
Oh, that is really hard. It's so hard. I think it's because
Mm.
there's just so much things that represent Borneo actually, like in different kind of dishes.
Okay.
Like simple things like when I said about the sago, sago beads, sago pearls. There's
Yes.
at the same time there's something called tumpik, which is also a traditional food of the
Mm.
Melanau people, and it's
Okay.
made up of sago flour. So it's like this.
Hmm.
You can eat it. I love this. It's so good. You can just have it with curry, with anything. It's just so yummy. It's like a nickname called like for Sarawak pizza. Like
Okay.
Italian pizza, but this is Sarawak pizza, and it's made out of
Yeah.
sago flour. And okay, like what about like we have a lot of indigenous group here, and the cultures and like the Dayak folks. So they have
Yes.
really one famous dish. It's actually called panso manok,
Hmm. Okay.
and
Okay.
this it's soup, so I can't really tilt, but I hope you
Yeah.
can see.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to take out some things. So
Okay.
if you
My
can
God.
see
I wish I
here.
just go through. Oh God, that looks good.
So you see how there's so many different elements inside. There's lemongrass, there's tapus, and oh, I love tapus. Tapus is one of my favorite, actually one of my favorite because it brings out so much flavors and everything. And
Hmm.
especially in Pansel Mana,
Okay.
this chicken is actually cooked in a really massive bamboo. So they just stuff it with like tapioca
Ah,
leaves,
I've
with
seen
like, yeah, with ginger, with the tapus that I mentioned, lemongrass, and it's just stuffed in this big bamboo and cooked in an open fire,
that. Mm, mm.
and it's so fragrant. I wish you can smell this.
Yes.
Mm, it smells amazing and it's
Uh,
incredibly delicious. And that's just, one of the dark food that I love. I'm honestly, yeah, I love our food here. And of course, I wanted to show you this because I am sure this is very famously known the in the whole world because everyone always comes for this.
oh, that's the laksa, isn't it?
Yes, our
Yeah.
famous Sarawak laksa.
Oh my. It is called the breakfast of the gods. I was
Yes,
reading up. I was
Anthony
reading up.
Bourdain said that.
Yes, and I've seen pictures of him gorging on it, right?
Yes.
I was like,
And there was he used to come every year, okay, without fail, just to have the laksa. Of course he
mm,
coincide with like his work and stuff, but then he would come here to try, the laksa and eat it at his favorite place, which is actually
yes.
called Chunhui. And there's
Okay.
so many famous laksa spots here in Sarawak, so you guys definitely have to try,
Mm,
and the original recipe actually only calls for a few spices, but
okay.
today, like, laksa has like over 30 different spices.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
it's
Wow.
spicy, it's
Wow.
tangy, it's creamy, and
Wow.
it's just crazy fragrant, right? So there's
Yes.
just so much to say in one dish. So yeah, like I feel that is something that people would
And it,
definitely fly here for.
yeah, yeah, and it has so many things because when I was reading up, and you rightly mentioned all these spices and ingredients. It's a long list, and then you have I think seafood. You can use seafood into it, right? Like
Yes.
prawn.
So they always put let me just quickly. So like they always put, because it's the broth is made out of prawns, right? So
Yes,
they
yes.
must prawn here. They do like shredded chicken as well and shredded
Oh God, yeah.
eggs and
I'm
also,
sorry.
yeah, so if you can see
Uh,
here, this is better.
I
This
can I
angle is
can feel my pulse just racing because
yes. It's
it looks
so
so good.
good.
It looks so good.
It's really yummy. Actually, in KL, there is a few stalls that you could try.
Okay.
But like Kade Kame, it's also a stall in KL that actually originated from Sarawak and they branched out there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they have a lot of Sarawakian food there. So you definitely have to try that. And they have their Sarawak laksa.
So what you're going
But
to do, actually, what you are going to do is after we finish up, you're going to drop us all these links in our comment boxes, so I can just immediately,
definitely,
yeah, get in touch with him
definitely.
because
Yes.
you know I would love to.
Yeah,
I would
definitely
love
I'll
to
do
try the
that. If
Sarawak.
not, you have to hop on a flight here.
That's right. Because I reached out to a couple of friends and they said we can send you a Thai laksa. I'm like, no, I want the Sarawak one. I don't
Sarawak
want it.
laksa,
I don't want the Thai
definitely.
laksa. Yeah, just to kind of
Yeah,
taste it all and have my mouth
yeah,
kind of do its thing that it does. I can imagine it like warm, and I can feel it
yeah.
like down my throat, nice and
Yeah.
warm too. Oh my God! Wow.
And actually, there was this voting in the world. I think during pandemic, everyone's just like they have so much creativity, right? So they all started
Yes.
voting for Sarawak laksa and Singapore laksa or all the kinds of laksa in the world.
Okay.
And apparently, Sarawak laksa won the award. We were number one, and I was like,
Yay!
definitely something that
Definitely.
you guys have to
Yeah.
try.
Yeah. Why would you even
And
kind of
one,
kind of think that it would not be, Sarawak winning because there's so much of content on the Sarawak laksa, like lots of it online, and
Yeah.
that's what I was sitting down and doing, my own research to understand it, and I was like, wow, it is, and therefore I think it's rightly called the breakfast of the gods because it is so
Yeah.
much. There's so much that goes into it, right?
Yes,
Wow,
yeah, it's true.
you've made me very
Yeah,
hungry.
so
Very
I
hungry.
have actually a few more dishes, but I just gonna show you guys. So this is umai.
Umai. Okay.
Umai, okay? So I'm just gonna get a spoon, yeah? Okay. So if you have a look at this, it's like usually they use fish, but some
Okay.
people they mix it up with prawns, and different kind of things. You can see how it's
Wow.
it's like ceviche, I would say.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah,
good.
it's like a ceviche dish, that's made with thinly sliced fish. It's also a
Yes.
Milano dish, actually, with like lime juice, onion, chili, and
Mm.
it's so how to say, it's like a bit of sweetness and salty sourness, saltiness, everything in one. Some people actually now people actually use with shrimp and chicken feet even.
Oh yes, I saw that a lot in Labuan. I was quite, at first I was like quite
Yeah,
taken aback because I never remember, kind of don't remember have any recollection of seeing chicken feet in
yeah.
Goa at all. We usually it's dumped out.
Really?
Yeah, it's thrown out. It is thrown out. No one would use it at all. I've never seen my mom do that too. And then suddenly, when I saw so much of chicken feet in Labuan, my first thing was, oh my God, what is all this? And I kind of
Yeah.
stood out there and asked one of the store guys, saying, what is chicken feet doing here? And he looked at me, very curiously, saying, where has this girl come from? Which planet? I said,
Oh
we use,
no.
yeah, we use it to cook. And I was like, cook what? Chicken feet. And he showed me a dish, and I was like, wow, you know.
Yeah.
And just as the conversation was happening,
Hmm.
to there were people who kind of just were there waiting in line and saying
Yeah.
hello, move on kind of thing, and just they just picked up the chicken feet and took, and I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to eat that.
Yeah.
Like you rightly mentioned, yeah, it is a delicacy.
It is. It is.
Delicacy. So do you have it with you? Do you have it with you there?
Sorry?
Do you have it with you?
At the
As in, like, at
moment?
the
No, I
moment? No.
don't. I don't have it. But yeah, so sorry. I didn't manage to get that. But
Yeah.
we'll definitely show like photos and stuff later as well. Maybe
Yes.
I'll put
Yeah.
up in the comments.
Yeah. Correct. So, what more do you have? Because I'm now so hungry just watching you with all
I
the food.
know. Actually, I got this fried rice. It looks like just simple fried rice, right? But
Hmm.
I couldn't find the fruit. But this is. I'm gonna just use my hand because that's what we do as well. We eat with our hands. But
Yeah.
okay, this is dabai. Dabai is actually like a very massive olive. It's like
Okay.
yeah, it's like normal olives are usually this size, right? So it's about this big. But
Okay.
there's different type of species of dabai, and you can only find dabai here actually, in Sarawak, and it's always grown in Cebu and different areas as well. And what's amazing about this dabai taste,
Hmm.
it's actually it tastes similarly to olive, but it is creamier because it's more the seed is quite small, so
Okay.
it's very creamy. So people use it to either I love it. I love it when I just eat it with a bit of soya sauce and sugar,
Hmm.
right? People just eat
Okay.
olives like that. But for this dish, it was actually fried and together with like sambal and like belacan, things like that. So
Yeah.
if
Wow.
you have a look, so there's the sambal here.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah,
Very.
and just mix a bit of the dabai, and when you have it, oh, it's just an outburst of flavors.
Wow. And there you
Mm,
go.
so good. So
Yeah.
good.
Wow, that sounds, it sounds extremely delicious, Ashley. And you are so lucky you're in Sarawak, and to have all that food, to have all that delicious food out there. When I was in Love One too, what I found extremely interesting as I was, kind of, doing my research, and my friends there were kind of telling me all the indigenous fruit, that grows also on the island, that it's also come from Borneo, and as I said, I've seen fruits that I've never seen in my life before,
Mm,
which all with all roots from there, from
mm,
Borneo, from Indonesia, which has kind of migrated onto the island, and it's all used in their local cooking, which makes it so exciting, and so different from the taste that I find
mm.
here in Kuala Lumpur,
Yeah,
which is like very very cosmopolitan, and then
yeah,
you eat local food, on different parts, of the state that you travel, right? Um,
yeah.
and you mentioned this particular olive, some cousin of the olive that lives out there at your place. How interesting!
Yeah,
So
and
interesting.
it's really. I'll send you. I did like a reel to explain how you make different dishes with dabai. So I'll show
Yes,
you that to you because that's one of my childhood as well. I think there's just so many memories growing up here, and it's home, right?
it's
But
home. Yes,
being able to share all this food to the world, let them try it, it's really incredible because I've not heard anyone that comes here that they do not like the food.
yes.
I always hear is that they gain too much weight.
Yeah, that was my first concern when you said 5 times a day, and I was like, oh my god, I could barely manage 3 times a day in Labuan,
Yeah.
with my systems complaining immediately
Mm.
in a week's time, saying that hello, slow down because we can't manage this, in that sense.
Yeah.
And I still binged, and then I came to into KL back, and I said, I have to get rid of all that which is
Yeah.
which is on my body, and it took me quite a long time to do that, Ashley, because because as I said, it's such gorgeous food, you
Yes.
can't help but binge.
It's true. It's true. I think that's why when people come here, they, in Borneo, because we're so filled with so much,
Yes,
adventures as well and nature, right? So
yes,
people hike and eat a lot and hike and eat a lot. So they burn the calories off.
yeah, the calorie burning then, becomes a little, I think it becomes a little difficult as each birthday happens, because uh, it's more hard work. So
Hmm.
whilst earlier it was easier just to kind of put on and lose back as soon, I think it gets a little kind of, it gets a little kind of tougher
No,
later on.
it's definitely true. I think as we grow older, like, I feel it honestly, and I feel like, oh, when I look back at my photos before, I'm like, how am I that thin before? And now I'm like, I have so much to work again. But I think
Yes,
I guess that's what's all interesting and beauty about life. My
correct.
photos,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I
It's
love that.
incredible.
And I
Yeah.
love that. And
Mm.
as you see, as when you get offline too, please share, whatever information that you can in terms of maybe where one can eat in Sarawak. Drop in, interact with the comments that are happening too, because people are having fun watching it,
Yeah.
and it's already, you won't believe, it's already 60 minutes. See, when you talk about great food, time just flies. Time just
Yes,
completely flies.
indeed, indeed. There's just so much things that you need to try. Actually, I just have one last dish to show you.
Oh, yes, yes. Let's see that.
Okay, and it's something. Um,
Let's see that.
actually, I wanted to show because not many people have tried it. So this is, if you can see it. I don't know if you can see. Okay, this is
Oh,
better.
yes, yes, this is
So if
better.
you see, so this is kway teow, but then there's like it's the sauce that makes it significant. So this sauce is
Mhm.
actually, can you guess it? Can you guess what it looks like? Like
Is
what?
is it is that broth? Is it
It's like
broth?
a broth. Yeah, it's like a very thicker broth, but it's made out of tomato. So it's
Oh,
like bolognese, right? But this
yes.
is a Chinese dish. It's tomato kway teow. Oh, you can have it with noodles, crispy noodles as well. But it's so interesting. I'm gonna just reuse my spoon. So you see how how
Ah,
we had Cantonese noodles, but this is tomato. Yeah.
that looks good.
Yeah,
That
so you
looks
can have a look.
delicious.
And
It's
so
nice
there's
and
like sweetness to it.
thick and
And
creamy. Mm.
yeah, it is. And it's something very strange because I think a lot of people never tried it. But when they so it's a really love-hate kind of dish as well. You either love it or not because it's really
Yes,
tomato. So you must be a tomato lover.
I love
It's so
tomato.
different from bolognese, right?
Yes.
So it's something interesting that you can try
Hmm.
because it's something I would say very unique but yet yummy.
Yes. And
Yeah,
I can see that you are going to have a feast after this.
I know, and it's already like 8, right? So how am I gonna
Yes.
burn a calories? I'm gonna enjoy it, and yeah, and I'll enjoy it with my tua, which I wanted to show you.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big bottle. That
The
is a
big
big bottle.
bottle. So actually, if you go to like the longhouses here, like there's
Hmm.
a longhouse called Anarais, they
Okay.
just sell this. Like the community would make it and they sell it to public to try. I'm just gonna pour it to let you see,
Yes.
and it's incredible because of how creative the community are because they make it's made out of rice wine
Correct.
rice, right? So it's like it's made from fermented glutinous rice, sugar, and yeast, right? And it's
Mm.
simple, right? It sounds so simple, but honestly, making twat is really an art, I would say.
Yes.
For
Yes.
Sarawak women, they actually perfect their recipe over the years and perfect
Mm-hmm.
the method, the experience. It's all about practice makes perfect, right?
Correct. Yes,
And
that's right. Let's see
yeah,
it.
so
Let's see it.
love.
Oh, and that's a lovely color.
Yes. So
Lovely.
usually the original flavor is actually lighter. It's a
Yes.
lighter color.
Yes.
Um, but there's actually a lot of flavors like apple. So this one's apple flavored.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's roselle as well. Roselle is a very
Oh.
fragrant, like ribena flavor kind of thing. And
Mm.
so there's different flavors. I remember trying lychee before, and oh my goodness, I'm a lychee fan. So lychee tuat was a whole new level. It's
Absolutely.
amazing how they mix different kind of elements from the our forest to
Mm-hmm.
coincide what they have made, like from tuat to different flavors because there's even lemongrass tuat.
Wow.
So
Wow.
ginger tuat as well. So it's a bit of
Wow.
spiciness to it, but so instead of chili, how people always put like chili and vodka, so they put like
Yes.
ginger. So it's a really interesting mix, but so good. And I wish you have one so you can cheers with me.
Yes, I have
But we'll
masala tea with me.
you have your masala tea. So cheers.
Yes, yes, Ashley. I
So
can't
good.
wait to come. I can't wait to come to Sarawak now because, wow, whatever the two showcase today seems like a gold mine for me waiting to be discovered. So to hell with to hell with to the diet. To just binge, to live once, and then maybe when I'm back, then I
Right,
burn it
that's
up
true. And
again.
then you hit a gym.
Yeah, or whatever, just run around the block, till you kind of
Yeah.
pass out, in that sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I must share here, since we are talking about Tuareg. So my first introduction to Tuareg was in Sabah. This was back again when I was in Sabah in February 2020, and Malaysia Tourism had taken us to this Mari Mari village, which showcases
Oh,
showcases the 12,
yes. Yes.
12 indigenous tribes, and
Yes.
as we moved from one tribe to the other, in the showcase, of course, there was Tuareg, and I think I was one of them who kept on taking the Tuareg shots everywhere. Because, I said, well, that was it. So by the time the tour was over, I was like completely Tuareg in my blood system because
Oh my goodness.
it is strong, right? It is quite potent, especially
Yeah.
taking 12
Yeah.
different versions of the tuak. So I was like
Yes.
completely roasted, so to say, but in a very happy roasted space. I loved it. Completely loved
Yeah,
it.
you don't feel it at first because it's sweet,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes,
you feel
exactly.
like, that you can just drink. It's like cider, right? And you can
Yes.
drink as much as you can, but actually, when it hits you, it hits you.
That's what happened. Luckily for us, there was a party that evening, so I went and danced it off there. So it was all good.
Yeah. Oh, so good, so good.
It was good.
Speaking of Marmar Village and experience of that, right? There is actually, like, in Borneo we have this, in Sarawak we have this festival called Gawai, and in Sabah it's called
Mm,
Kamatan, right? And they have it's so incredible because when I remember going to my friend's longhouse for
okay.
Gawai for the first
Yeah.
time. I just stayed there for a few days with the family, and we just literally is drinking throughout day and night and eating whole day, dancing, with the music, and it's full of celebration, and that's the beauty about
Mm, mm.
Gawai. And it's just people celebrating their culture, and that's
Correct.
something I think another experience that people can go for when they visit.
Yes.
Instead, on top of food and adventure, it's really about
Mm.
diving into the festivals and the and the culture that we have, and it's really incredible.
Wow. Actually, you're
Yeah.
so my kind of girl. I'm so happy we've met. Yeah, I'm so happy we've met.
Yes.
And, because I can see a lot of similarities, not only in just what we do, but I think in the entire passion of living and
Yeah.
discovery and adventure. And of course, tuaks. Tuaks have bonded
What?
us.
And yes, and I think with any drink, any food, we can always have fun and enjoy life. And there's so much to be
Yes.
thankful for, and
Yes.
speaking of being thankful, I'm very grateful, and thank you so much, Ethel, for inviting me, to come on your show. And I really want to applaud for what you have done and to build everything, and as a women to women, it's really
Mm.
inspiring to see more women coming up, rising up, and to
Yes.
showcase their talent, because there's so much to offer, and I'm so
This is
thankful for the opportunity and to get to know you as well. We're such foodie and adventure lovers.
yeah, yeah. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that
Yeah.
that you made the time. All the food is fantastic. What you have shown and showcased, and you've represented it so well because all of us are brand ambassadors in our own way. To what we do,
Mm,
what we love, what we also kind of stand for, and what we truly represent. And I think
mm.
such a fantastic showcase today of all that Sarawak has to offer, what it stands for, the old and how beautifully it's integrated with the
Yeah.
young, which is so important, for the young to
Yeah.
be telling stories and to enjoy it so passionately, Ashley. Fantastic. Well
Yes.
done.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Definitely a lot of the beauty about learning from one another, and I think I've learned a lot from the shows as well, and getting to learn. And I think the amazing thing about each having food in each country is that we get a blend of each other's other countries as well. We just wrote an article in Borneo Talk in the recent issue
Mm,
about
mm, mm.
how in each place we can find different countries, and there's
Yes,
Thai, like you said, Thai laksa, Thailand, India, things like that. We're able to
correct.
learn each other's culture in every country, and I think that's the amazing thing about it.
It's beautiful. And that's why I say food for world peace. That is it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That sums
That's
it
it.
up.
Yeah, that's it. This was really awesome. To all our friends who are online, who have sent such beautiful messages and comments, thank you so much for making the time. To everybody else who will watch the show in replay, and we will share it, of course, extensively in Sarawak too. So people in Sarawak can also have a
Yeah,
glimpse of this entire conversation.
we'll
Ashley,
definitely.
thank you so much. You have been fantastic. I love it. I love the energy that you brought to the Stiletto Foodie Show, episode 14, correct?
Yeah.
And I think it'll be so memorable because there was so much of food and all conversations about food. Your relationship with what
Mm.
what food has is to you in that sense. and
Yeah.
this entire bonding that is happening, over it. Fantastic. Well done. I'm going to look out now for Borneo Talk, as in like actively look out for it. In any
Yay!
yeah, in any way, if I can also contribute to it, I would be more than happy because I think writing is such a natural extension of what we do
Yeah,
in that
that's
sense.
amazing.
Yeah. So thank you for making the time. Have an
Thank you.
awesome dinner because you have so much food with you now.
Yes, and I get to indulge in them. But
And
I definitely probably need some of my colleagues to help me out because there's too much food here.
yes, that's
But it's
fine.
definitely going to be an interesting night, and thank you so much. It's been really a joy just to celebrate my Friday night with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This has really been awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see you soon. I'm going to see you soon because now I
Yes,
now
catch a flight. I'm gonna send you
yeah.
the packages and offers.
Yes, yes, yes. Because now Sarawak seems so attractive and sexy, in that sense, right?
It is, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's so much to do, so much to see, so much to eat, so much to feel, and
Yeah.
then write about it. Yes. Thank you, Ashley, so much.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. We'll pop up the links for any other adventures that you guys want to check out, and especially for you in India, you guys
Yes,
can start planning your trip over to Malaysia, and and plan all the places you want to go, and you
yes,
can check it out in BorneoTalk. Thank you so
yes.
much.
Thank you, Ashley. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye. Wow, that was a lot of food. That was a lot of delicious food. And as I said, going to Sarawak now becomes so tempting and so attractive for me because, that's what it's all about, is to go and experience each other's cultures and see and feel from the local perspective because I think that is where stories are told best. So you've been a great audience, for joining in from wherever that you've joined in, from Malaysia, from Sarawak, from India, from Bangladesh. Thank you so much. You make Stiletto Foodie, the show so vibrant. Your participation makes it so vibrant. It gives me so much of encouragement to keep curating fantastic stories and guests to join in because that's what I like talking about and experiencing as well. So thank you so much. Um, Go pick up my book, The Stiletto Foodie, a blog binge in Malaysia, because I think we all need to experience, share food stories with all other people and travelers and food enthusiasts, and also support writers, who invest time and money into putting the stories out to the world. So buy the Stiletto Foodie book. It's available on Amazon. I have some fantastic food ambassadors from Malaysia whose stories have been told. Besides the tourism minister, Madam Nancy Shukri's endorse and message, Chef James Bond, Chef Yogi, Rocky Mohan from India, who've all kind of given me like a forward to it and expressed their joy in participating in the book. So do that. Buy the book. Make me happy. Stay safe, stay well, take care of your health, eat correct, eat properly, and don't eat processed food. Let me tell you that too. We have to take care of ourselves and make sure that our quality of health is a priority. I love each of you so much for the support and the love. Thank you so much for joining in. Good night and have a great Friday night. Bye.